Are you ready to learn the easiest way to make money with AI? It's the easiest side hustle you can do. All right, let's jump in. So everyone and their cat has told you how to use ChatGPT to write your own content, then create a gig on Fiverr and offer it as a service. That's great, but today I want to give you my unique perspective with 3 different angles. So how do I know this? Well, I run a digital service marketplace and caught a number of freelance writers using these techniques. I've just improved them and added a ton more to each one. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get clients using 3 different methods, how to produce high quality content that sets you apart, and how to build a sizable income and a writing machine that can generate serious income at scale. Throughout the video, I mention lots of different resources and tools. I've included relevant links in the description to give you a head start with everything, so check those out after. These include marketplaces, platforms looking for writers, and much more. So first of all, let's cover marketplaces. Yes, of course Fiverr is part of this group, but I want to give you more niche marketplaces which are less well known and trusted by different communities. Here's a list of marketplaces that aren't super common, which will give you a good chance of success. You can find a link to the document below and in the description. These include sites like Legit, SEO Clark, Conquer.io, People Per Hour, FreeUp, TopTotal, Black Hat World, Guru.com, TrueLancer, Growtool, Marketer Hire, Fora, GrowthCollective.com, Freelancer.com, and much more. And platforms actually looking for writers include WordAgents.com, 11writing.com, HireWriters.com, and much more. All right. So let's talk about building your offering. Watch the whole video first though before getting started, as I mentioned some things later on too that are definitely worth paying attention to. You want to define your service. What are you actually offering? Blog posts, web page content, marketing copy, social media content? There's so much. Do you like writing in a certain niche? Remember, don't go to a niche unless you are really a specialist or it interests you, as you might limit the amount of work you can actually get. Be sure to carry out some market research. Look at what others are doing. What services are they offering? Look at any samples they've got of their work. Search the existing services on these platforms. Look at the most popular ones. Also, with this step, pay attention to what they're charging. Could it be cheaper, but better quality? Now, you should have a good idea of what you want to offer, but if you don't, hey, give some different things a try. You can always pivot later down the line. So how to build a good profile? Well, first of all, add as much information as you can. Make sure it's well written, as this is the first thing people are going to look at. Look at the most popular profiles on these marketplaces. I'm not saying copy word for word, but you always want to look at the best and see how you can improve on what they're already doing. This applies to anything in business. Add content samples and create some if you don't have some already. A key thing here is trust on these profiles. Someone with 0 reviews will get no work or find it very hard to get work. I'd suggest contacting a few companies. Maybe your friends have some companies and try and get them to purchase your gig. Just be sure to set a low price to get some reviews. You can get really creative here. All right, how to set your prices. So you should have already covered this in your research, but now you have a better idea of your offering. Go back through and look at other gigs or offerings and set your prices roughly in line with them, maybe a little bit cheaper to start with. Once you've put everything in place, you should hopefully start to get some orders. All right, now moving on. Let's talk about SEO companies and agencies. I want to look at this from a different angle. Now, tons of digital marketing agencies and SEO companies need writers. But why? Well, every new website needs content to rank on Google, and lots of companies don't want to write the content themselves, so they outsource. Yeah, all right, this is obvious, but these companies are doing the hard work and get regular work. So if you can form working relationships with these types of companies, you can get regular work yourself. Ding, ding, ding. So what do these types of companies actually do? Well, maybe they're a digital agency providing content like blog posts and product descriptions, social media campaigns, for example. There's a lot here. Or maybe they're a link building company offering guest posts, PR. So they need people to write content for their guest posts and editorial features. Either way, these types of companies are very heavily focused around content and are always wanting good quality writers to work with. I own a pretty large SEO marketplace, so I know this is gospel. Great. All right, so now what? Step 1 is prospecting. That means searching for companies. You want to search for companies you can message. We call this outreach, but don't worry, it's really not scary and it's actually very easy. To find companies, you can use ChatGPT to give you a broad range of keywords to search. Here's a prompt I used. I'm a freelance writer and I want to message digital agencies to offer my writing service. Can you please give me a list of keywords to search in Google to find different digital agencies? Please only include services which would require me, a freelance writer. This will give you a ton of keywords you can put into Google to find relevant companies. Here's some examples. Digital agency plus city name, content marketing agency plus town or city name, link building company plus country or city name or town, etc. List of link building companies in, guest post company, etc, etc. Now, you can just search any town, city name across the world, plus all of the keywords, and you'll honestly have more agencies than you ever hoped for. I've used a spreadsheet to collect data like this. I've included the doc example in the description below. Now, here's a list of some companies as examples. Look at the Hoff, Fat Joe, Rhino Rank, SEO Jet, Authority Builders, and linkbuilder.io. Now, how do these types of companies usually work? We need to understand a bit more about these companies so we can understand what we're going to tell them. Lots of these companies want to partner with writers. They usually pay a fixed fee per 500 words or per word to freelancers anyway. All right, now what do these types of companies want? Well, written content, not 100% AI, so don't just copy and paste ChatGPT output. Some will definitely want higher quality content. Step 2 is outreach, reaching out to them. Next, we're going to email them. I'd create a spreadsheet with all the companies and their emails so you can track their replies. It'll look something like this. I'd also take a look at their site and see if they're openly hiring. Try and find the relevant person on a team's page. If not, just make a note of the email that you find on their site. You can use a free tool like hunter.io to find emails. Next, we've got your email template. We want to send them an email, something like this. Send those emails and see what types of replies you want. You'll get different types of replies. If you get a no, don't be disheartened. This is completely normal. Just reply and ask them to keep your details for the future. Trust me, as someone who owns a digital marketplace and had a team of 80 plus writers, I know companies have a high staff turnover. If you get a yes, well, congrats. Hopefully you've got your first company to work with. But what about negotiating prices? Remember, when negotiating, always go in with a higher price so they can bring you down. Don't go crazy high though. Just remember, each country and sub-niche is different, so there is no one size fits all here. You're gonna have to play around with it and find that sweet spot. And here's some proof it works. Now, email 20 companies with this script and see what replies you get. Now, this is the hardest option, but if you land a few clients, you can make way higher margins as there is no middleman agency. So what's my approach? Well, remember how you learned how to reach out to companies working with writers? We use the same approach, but now you're doing proper outreach. Some things to bear in mind. What niche do you actually like to write about or find easy to write about? What companies need lots of writers? What's profitable? Think about types of websites to consider. These could include review websites, e-commerce sites, and service sites. Law firms are also a great example. This is very specialist, but they'll pay good money for decent content. Next, use ChatGPT to hyper-focus on a niche and give you ideas of companies to research. Then, tailor your outreach accordingly to that niche. This will give you a better chance of success. Oh, and don't forget that with a video, you can easily show what content you've done in that niche if you've had a few clients. You can even offer a free article to get some bites. Yes, it costs money, but if it pays off, who cares? Then negotiate prices and voila, you've got your first client. Ideally, you want to try and get a monthly retainer or something, so try and offer a discount for a fixed amount monthly. Just make sure you can actually commit to this. It's also worth considering creating a website to add extra credibility. You can use a tool like 10Web AI. It takes a minute and is very, very cheap. Now for producing content. Remember when I said don't just copy the output? I really, really meant it. Here's some examples of the type of content that is clearly AI written. Fluff and strange expressions. Train ChatGPT to give it some better options. For example, act like a marketing expert, create unique, engaging content which ranks well. Write a YouTube description on the topic. How to write content with AI mentioning Copymatic AI and Jasper AI. Include bullet points, summary, and affiliate link. Or act like a marketing expert, create unique, engaging marketing content which ranks well on Google. Write an Instagram post about the launch of our new product, iPhone 17. As you can see, the output is better now. Of course, you can do this with ChatGPT, but sometimes it's harder to get the output that you really want. You want to set set your content apart. To do this, you can use Surfer or Neuron Writer or an equivalent. But what are they? They are amazing tools which look at competitors' ranking already and give you a list of keywords to include in the content. They also give you a list of NLPs and headings. Later on, we'll also show you how to make a perfectly SEO optimized content at the click of a finger. So stay tuned and don't miss this. Neuron Writer creates high quality SEO optimized content. It analyzes keywords, competitors, and produces content to engage people and rank well. Honestly, this is one of the best tools out there. Surfer SEO also offers a wide range of SEO tools that do on-page optimization like keyword analysis, real-time auditing, optimization recommendations, and much more. I find it to be useful for improving rankings and getting more organic traffic on my sites. Both tools are AI driven and are helpful in creating effective marketing strategies, and they do their best to increase search engine visibility. So be sure to offer Surfer optimized content. Use my link for a discount. PS, something really cool is Surfer AI. It literally generates the perfect article at the click of a button. The price is based per articles as well. Crazy. But why learn this? Well, you've now got great quality content that's actually better than 95% of the content produced by writers. The main benefit to you is it's easy to do, and you can also charge way more for this type of service. It's also a great skill, meaning you can produce high-end content for your own website one day. Now, to level up further, and this is really exciting stuff. Are you ready to build your own agency? I thought so. Let's say you've got to the point where you've got a few clients and you're generating some revenue. How about you now become the editor and have writers doing the work for you? Next, you can hire someone to become your editor too, and you can spend all your time doing outreach to bring in clients. Remember the method I showed you earlier? Eventually, you can even outsource that part too. I've hired lots of people from the Philippines and from Serbia and had a lot of success with this. But please don't exclude other countries. This is just my personal experience. Just create an ad for free on LinkedIn or something equivalent. Just select the country and place your ad. It's really simple. Then you can create an SOP to give them. That's a standard operating procedure. I've included a dummy one below in the description to help you get started. Now you've got the leverage to complete more work as you're building out a team. Just remember, quality is king and build slowly. You won't crumble this way. Now I can do a whole video on this last part if there's interest in the comments, so just drop me a comment below if that's something you'd like to see. All right, now I hope you learned a lot and that you can go on and apply this. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now all that's left to do is go make some money.